Hi guys, I'm a hot mess. You're catching me right before my shower, um, so I tried to make this video like 3 times yesterday, but I apparently couldn't get my brain straight. So, excuse the messy hair, it really needs to be washed. Anyway, so we're gonna talk a little bit more about pathological demand avoidance and difficulty in making phone calls. Yesterday, I had a very, very important phone call to make. One thing about pathological demand avoidance is that if something is too emotionally overwhelming for me, I mean, I don't know if this is because of pathological demand avoidance, but I'm assuming that it is. If something feels too overwhelming or scary or anxiety inducing, I just avoid it. And phone calls tend to be one of those things. I'm not going to talk like I'm talking out of a textbook anymore because honestly, I just don't know enough about it for me to do that. But I know enough about how I feel and how I function and do things. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. So phone calls are one of the things that's the most difficult for me. So I'm going to open up because that's what this is about. If we can't be completely honest, then what's the point in me doing this? My very first car accident was in 2019, I think. Yeah, 2019. I hit somebody on accident. Not hard or anything. I just kind of scraped the car a little bit. Because I was just learning how to drive, because that apparently is another thing that's very common for people with autism. For autistic people, that we have a hard time with driving, I guess, which I didn't know until only recently. We tend to have a hard time with driving. For me personally, I've discovered that it's a overstimulation issue. There's just too much going on. I have to think too much. I have to focus on 20 million different things at the same time, and it becomes extremely overwhelming. And there's all the noises, and there's all the other people, and there's having to make sure that my speed is right, and there's having to make sure that my gas is right, and there's having to make sure that all the lights that are going on and off are not going to kill me, so it's like extreme anxiety and overstimulation when I'm in the car. Now I've learned how to kind of deal with this. There's a lot of ways that I've learned how to deal with this. One of these things is cruise control. I will never, ever, 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 ever own a car that does not have cruise control, because it's been immensely helpful for me. Another way that I've learned how to deal with it is just kind of to calm myself down and use my coping mechanisms as far as like anxiety and stuff like that. It's very difficult though. But anyway, that's really neither here nor there. That's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. So anyway, I got my driver's license extremely late compared to the majority of people, at least neurotypical people. I'm finding that neurodivergent people, it's very, very common to wait to get driver's licenses, and if they ever even do. So anyway, so my very first ticket was from my accident, and the only reason I got a ticket for that, well, actually, I think I did get a ticket for not using proper signaling or something like that, because Basically, I didn't realize that the road was 2 lanes. It was only 1 lane. Or, I mean, it was 2 lanes. It wasn't only 1 lane. So I moved over without realizing that I couldn't move over, and there was a car in my blind spot. Again, neither here nor there. It has nothing to do with my autism as far as that goes. What does have to do with my autism or my pathological demand avoidance is I never paid that ticket. I don't know why. It's just incredibly scary for me for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I have a physical reaction, which is insane. Yeah. My child is just about as special as I am, if not more. Anyway, so it's very hard for me to do things like that for just about anything that is, sorry, my mother-in-law just messaged me, because we have to go and take care of the rest of this issue that I'm trying to talk about. So I don't know why. It's just incredibly difficult for me. So my way of dealing with it is just to pretend that it didn't happen, pretend that it's not there. And it's obviously extremely unhealthy, and it's gotten me into a lot of issues over the years. A lot of issues. And I had no idea why I was doing it. It was something that it was an incredible struggle for me, and something that I've always hated about myself. But I didn't know why I was doing it, and obviously if you don't know why, it's hard to combat it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is now I have to deal with that. Thank you. You're so, whoa, are you okay? Oh no. Did you fall down? Oh my baby. Are you okay? Are you okay? Oh, honey. We have to wait until I know, honey, I know. She's asking for Milky. I know, baby. As soon as Mommy's done with her video, okay? Do you want to say hi? Hi. Is that better? Here, do you want to help me talk? Anyway, so basically, I never paid this ticket. I just avoided it because I didn't know how to deal with it, and I didn't know how to fix the fact that I couldn't bring myself to pay it for some reason. It wasn't about money. I know, she's saying please. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about anything other than fear-based, definitely fear-based. So here we are. My license has officially been suspended as of November 7th, which I didn't know until not yesterday, but the day before. And yeah, so now I have to deal with that. So yesterday I had to make a phone call. I had to call the municipal court and find out exactly what I needed to do. I know, honey, and I promise I will give you Milky in a few minutes, okay? I know, baby, I know. I will give you Milky in a few minutes, okay? I know. Mommy's almost done, okay? Phone calls are a major issue for me. Do you need me to, can I give you something? Can I give you a doll? Mwah. Or here, how about this? There you go. So yeah, phone calls are a huge thing for me. I've never really understood why. Again, it's another one of those things I've never understood why. I've always tried to make up excuses to kind of explain it away because I didn't understand. I didn't understand why it was so hard and why I had a physical reaction every time I had to make a phone call. So here we are. I made my phone call yesterday, and I was literally shaking. I mean, my entire body, I had like a fight or flight instinct happening, where I just wanted to run away. I just wanted to pretend it wasn't happening, pretend I didn't need to do it, and not do it, and run away. But I didn't. And I'm really proud of myself for that. I am trying to focus on my little victories, especially now that I know that this is actually a part of me, of just who I am and how my brain works and the wiring in my brain. Now that I understand that, I am trying to combat it the best that I can. So the fact that I did it, I guess my way of dealing with it was yesterday anyway. There's literally no logical reason for me not to make this phone call. There's lots of illogical reasons. One being fear. I think, again, it comes down to control. I don't have control over what happens in that phone call. It feels so out of control that it feels overwhelming and scary and painful, downright painful. So it's down to control. I literally, and apparently this is a really autistic thing too, I literally will have conversations in my head for 2 days straight, preparing myself for things like phone calls. I mean, I'm talking about minor phone calls. Like, I literally didn't need anything from this woman, this phone call that I made yesterday, aside from to tell me what I needed to do to reenact my license. That's literally it. That's all I needed from her. I know. Soon. I promise. I promise. Want some yogurt? Want some yogurt? Yeah, so it was very illogical for me to... Okay, when you're ready to stop doing that and eat it nicely, I will open it for you, okay? Are you ready to eat it nicely? Do you want to eat it? Please. So I kind of have to fight that illogical side of myself, which is extremely taxing emotionally. But it's nice to understand why now, and then I can fight it, and I can do better, and I can do all of the adulting things. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate that term, and I really don't blame you, because now that I understand, that has nothing to do with me being an adult or otherwise, and it has everything to do with the wiring in my brain. So anyway, pathological demand avoidance, I think this is the one that gets me in the most trouble, and is the most difficult for me to deal with. I think, yeah, it's the one that's caused me the most issues, for sure. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up on disability just for the pathological demand avoidance, which is like kind of why this journey is so important for me, because I want to do better. I want to get my life together. I want a clean house. I want to take care of all of my debt and stuff like that. And like literally, majority of my debt and issues as far as like that goes is pathological demand avoidance. Because it's all terrifying. It's all so terrifying for me. But yeah, I definitely agree with the control thing. I do think that it's a control thing for sure, because I can't, like I said, I can't control what happens in the conversation. I can't predict it. I definitely can't predict it with being neurodivergent, because I don't know what neurotypical reactions are to my neurodivergent, I guess. I think I'm kind of working this through in my brain as I'm talking about it. Well, as I've been thinking about it and obsessing over it for the past few days. And mind you, when I avoid these issues, they don't go away in my brain. They don't. I'm still obsessing over it and thinking about it, and it's still causing me major anxiety and major stress and stuff like that. And I'm hating myself for not being able to take care of it. I'm hating myself. It's the same with a class for work. I was so proud of myself that I was doing a job that required me to further educate. I thought that was kind of cool. It made me feel like I was like actually doing something important. And then when it came down to execution, I couldn't do it. I couldn't make myself do it. I couldn't, and it didn't matter how much I talked to myself to do it. And then I would hit a deadline and I would freak out. I haven't done anything. I haven't done what I needed to do to hit my deadline. What am I going to do now? Everybody's going to know that I'm phony. And, like all of these things happen in my brain, and it makes me even want to do it less. And it makes me have even more of a difficult time with it. So here I am, again, avoiding things. So, yay. So, I did end up finding out that all I really need to do is go and pay. All I really need to do for a neurodivergent is, this is not an all they need to do kind of a situation. But, for a typical person, I can speak, all I need to do is go to the municipal court, pay the ticket, past due fee for the ticket, and then in a couple of days go to the DMV and tell them I want my license reinstated and take care of it for there. All right, this is why this is hard for a neurodivergent person. I can't do that online. They said I can't do that online. Well, I could, but it'll take an additional week. And considering that we are currently operating with only me having, well, no valid license, but only me having a valid license right now, once this situation is taken care of. So we can't really have that happening. We can't have a no-car household. That's just not with a child, especially with her and I know, honey, in a few minutes, I keep saying that. I know, she's saying, please, oh, my baby, so sweet. Soon, honey, I promise. I got it on camera, finally. Please. I know, but I can't take out my boobie on camera, honey. Here's what we'll do. So sweet. There you go. Does that work? Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna feed her well. Do this video. It might be a little bit difficult for me to keep up with everything. So anyway, so all I have to do is call, or to go in and pay this, and then go to the DMV. And it's not all I have to do, because now I have to go somewhere. I have to talk to a person in person. So I have to make eye contact, because, that's what neurotypical people do. I have to pay this. I have to ask questions, which is terrifying for me. Questions scare the shit out of me. Scare the snot out of me, sorry. it's scary for me to have to ask, where do I go? How do I do this? That's scary. And there's lots of reasons it's scary. Are they going to think I'm stupid? Are they going to treat me awfully? Are they going to be... They're not going to understand why I didn't pay this ticket. They're not going to understand why I'm going to get judged. They're going to understand why I can't do neurotypical things like paying tickets on time. They're not going to understand any of that. And that part scares me a lot, judgment. And I think I might have, this might not work. I think I might have what they call rejection dysphoria, I think is what it's called. I'll have to look to be sure, but I think I have this where I think everybody is judging me and everybody is going to reject me, and nobody understands me, and blah 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 blah. But I'm like so afraid of the fear of I'm so afraid of rejection. I'm so afraid of judgment. I'm so afraid of not being in control, that it causes a lot of social issues. So that's my big thing, is like I'm really anxious about this. I don't want to be around people at all. I don't. Hey, stop. I don't want to have to deal with this at all. And it would be so much easier if I could just do this online, and have it be as quick as doing it in person, because I don't think that I would be stressing as much. But, this is unfortunately a part of my disability. If I had just paid it from the beginning, I would have been able to pay it online and it would have been done and over with. And so here I am, stuck in regret and angry at myself for messing up what should have been an easy, typical thing to do. And now I'm having to deal with all of the fallout from that, which really sucks, like, it makes me feel that much worse. And then it's a vicious cycle, where I'm hating myself for something that I can't necessarily control. I mean, I can once I learn how to, but but yeah, so it is what it is. So that's my goal for today, is making it to the municipal court. My mother-in-law is going to take me, since I can't drive currently. So she's going to take me, and and there's lots of reasons that even that is stressful. I thought my husband was going to be home. I thought he was off today. Alas, he is not. I was very confused and surprised when I woke up this morning and he wasn't in the house. So everything about that makes me anxious, because I have to people, and I don't know, maybe it's like important to me whether my mother-in-law is judging me or not. I mean, obviously, because that's the mother of my husband, and those relationships are really, really important to me. And doing it right is really important to me, and I don't generally know what doing it right is because I am neurodivergent. And I don't know how neurotypical people have neurotypical relationships and conversations and stuff like that, and it's all very awkward for me. And it's so interesting that I've been hiding this for so long, like not completely knowing what I was hiding, but it's so interesting, like looking back on all my relationships, on all of my everything. It's like everything can be explained away now that I know that it's because I'm autistic. Um, yeah, not that it's excused away by any means, because it's not. But there's reasons it can be explained now. And I don't have to be as angry at myself or hate myself as much. Anyway, yeah, so here are all my worries about going with my mother-in-law since my husband is not home. This means that I have to go by the bank. Going by the bank is not that big of a deal. It's an extra stop on the way, which is huge, because now that it's uncertain and I have to change my plans last minute, and that's difficult too. So we'll have to stop at the bank, which shouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't have my husband's card. My husband is the sole breadwinner currently, and pretty much my bank account has gone stagnant. Because everything, we pay everything together. However, we do have access to each other's bank accounts. So I can go to the bank and pick up money, but I can't just go to like an ATM. So I literally have to go and I have to go be social. That's one more person that I have to be social with. Even if it is through a window in a drive-through. Because you can do that at banks, some banks now. This particular bank, yeah. Go through a drive-through. So I can go through a drive-through, and get the money that way. But again, that's still peopling. That's still social interaction. It's still scary because who knows what's going to happen? What if I get there and there's not enough money in the bank account for me to take out, because I don't really keep track of it, I keep track of what I need to spend, and that's about it. The rest of it my husband does, thank God, because it's another one of my stupid autistic traits. Anyway, neither here nor there. So I have to go do that. Because I forgot to ask for my husband's card. I didn't forget to ask. I didn't ask because I thought he was going to be home today. So that's one thing. Issue number 2, my daughter's car seat. Again, I thought he was going to be here, so I thought I was going to be able to just leave her here with him. Alas, he is not here. So I have to figure out how I'm going to deal with the car seat situation. Now, that in and of itself shouldn't be a big deal. Normal people, I hate that term, stop saying normal. Neurotypical people have no problem with taking a car seat out and putting it back in, and taking it out and putting it back in. I, on the other hand, it's a major stressor for me. What if I don't put it in right? What if we get into an accident and my kid gets hurt or dies? I would not survive if my child died. I'm just going to say that right now. I would not survive. I would not survive. It is what it is. But anyway, so yeah, and then I go off on a tangent thinking about my child getting hurt and not being able to take care of her properly if she does get hurt and gets disabled somehow, and I'm disabled. How am I going to take care of another disabled person? And And that's what happens every single time that a hiccup in my plans happens, or, any of that kind of stuff. This is what happens, is that it all gets so overwhelming and so frustrating and so stressful and anxiety inducing, and it snowballs. It's not like I just, it's not like I just, it's one or two things. Like one or two things, and then that one or two things turns into like multiplies, and now it's 4 or 5 things, and so on and so forth, and it becomes so overwhelming and anxiety inducing that I just shut down and I can't do it, which is another reason that it's extremely important to me to kind of understand this so that I can combat it, so that the people around me know what's going on and they can learn how to help me combat it. Like my mother-in-law, I know she's going to make sure that I get this done. She's not going to let me just avoid it again. Which is good. I mean, it's stressful and it's going to zap my energy for the entire day, but it'll get done, and that's one less thing that I have to worry about or be anxious about. And you know but it's difficult. It's very difficult. um so it's a long list of things that are stressing me out today, which shouldn't be stressing me out, but they are, because that's how my brain works. So yeah, that's my extremely long video, half an hour long, but this video felt a lot more true to myself. It felt a lot more. I'm having a really hard time with words today. I'm having a really hard time thinking of the specific words that I'm looking for. Authentic. That's the word I'm looking for. This video felt a lot more authentic than my other videos recently. I think just because, a lot of reasons. I've been having kind of a hard time, like I know that I'm autistic, but I'm having a hard time reconciling other people's view of my autism, I guess. I'm having a hard time, like, people aren't going to believe me. People don't believe me. People think that I'm just being dramatic, or that this is just, like, fleeting and, whatever. And that's causing me a lot of anxiety, because I don't want to misrepresent anything. I don't want to cause anybody to have doubt within themselves about this, or, whatever. I don't know. Excuse me. My goodness. There's a lot of reasons that this has been kind of an interesting, difficult journey for me. And then it goes from where I'm feeling like extremely emotional and overwhelmed about it to oh, this is just normal life for me. Like, this isn't really that big of a deal. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, it is a big deal because now I can kind of, like, change my life accordingly, and understand and whatever. But it's not a big deal because it's just autism. It's it's just how my brain works. It's not a disability. It's just how my brain works. And yes, there's the comorbidities, the disabilities that come with that. But there's disabilities that come with it. But it in and of itself, like, nothing has changed aside from knowing why. I'm still me. I mean, there's a lot of debate about what that means exactly, but I'm still me. I'm still the same person that I was before I knew that I was autistic. Um, Before I had a name for it, I guess is a better way of saying that. I'm still the same person. I just have a name for it now, but for some reason that label, that name, because of the stigma or whatever, um, the stigma or the misconception or the whatever the case may be, it's causing a lot of internal struggle for me, um, and I feel like for a lot of the people around me that did not know or didn't suspect, I mean, everybody I think that has ever come in contact with me has suspected that there's something off, that I'm not typical. um, but now that, I don't know, you really find out who your friends are. You really find out who has your back, or who takes what you say with a grain of salt, or uh, takes it as an important matter for you. Um, I'm really disappointed in a couple of friends that I told that this was going on, and it definitely teaches you a thing or two about the people in your life. But I feel like I've kind of been on that journey since I started being vocal about politics and stuff like that as well, which I'm not going to do here on this page ever, unless it's like a human rights issue. Then I might touch base on it just for like a second, but I'm trying to stay away from hot button issues, because this playlist, this channel is all about learning love and acceptance, and learning about disabilities and coping mechanisms and stuff like that. So my daughter brought me the very hungry caterpillar. Anyway, I'm gonna go. We have to go take a shower. Boop, boop, boop. Need to get washed. We have to go take a shower so that we can go and deal with mommy's issues. And that child needs a diaper change so bad too. She's all kinds of baggy. Yeah. So we're gonna go deal with that. Wish me luck. Anyway, if you have any thoughts about any of this, I feel like I'm still kind of evolving as far as this playlist goes, and this channel goes, and what exactly is going to happen here. I feel like it's all kind of evolving still, and eventually I'll figure it out. I'll settle into it, and I hope that you guys can bear with me. I lost a follower last week, and that's been plaguing my brain. I don't know why, but I also gained a follower, so shout out, new follower. So there's that. I don't know. I guess sometimes I have a hard time feeling like there's even a point to this, to doing these videos, but I know there is, because I'm trying to learn as I go. I'm hopefully shedding some light on this whole process to some people. And hopefully I can help somebody. But anyway, these things are important to talk about. So remember that you're beautiful. You are special and important. And yeah, let's talk about it. Pathological demand avoidance, difficulty with phone calls, neurodivergent difficulty with adulting. These are important things to talk about. And man, do I wish I would have known what was going on a long time ago, because I would have avoided a lot of mistakes. So, anyway, yeah, let's talk about it. Stay beautiful. We'll talk soon. I'm trying to get more regular with these videos, but yeah, there's been a lot of internal battles going on. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. I'm gonna go clean myself up and not be such a hot mess. And get my daughter in the shower. We're both gonna get clean. All right. Have a great day. Bye.